Sarr just about in his own penalty area. Very, very close.
Yeah, it looked tight, didn't it? I know Thiago was closing that ball down, but Campbell from Sarr, I think he's in his box.
Nicely moved on there by Andre. Bellegarde. Angel Gomez, who is tidy with the ball. Here's Chachua. Lewis Potter backpedaling. Chachua! And I thought it was going to be awkward for Kelleher, but he dealt with it.
Well, that's what you want to see from Chachua. Getting to the byline, trying to pick the passes. This is the one which not convincing at all, but he is in his box.
And what's also happened in this second half is Adam Armstrong hitting the post.
Yeah, it's Angel Gomez, as you said, he's very neat and on the ball. This one here, Chachua, whether it's a shot or a cross, Armstrong does brilliantly, and he must feel how on earth he hasn't scored to make that 2-2. Wolves are asking all the questions in this second half. They've been the better side, I must say.
Well, Adam Armstrong, fairly accomplished to say the least, championship striker, had some excellent seasons in that division. Not really happened for him in the Premier League. And he's got off the mark for Wolves in this one, just as Coyote got off the mark for Brentford. And Chachua's had a couple of efforts, he's never scored for Wolves. He's knocking on the door.
Yeah, and this second half just proves what they are doing. Better with the football, asking more questions. It easily could have been that level.
Armstrong. Right. So you got Thiago back there for Brentford. Chachua. That's Lewis Potter back. Armstrong. Feed it in. It didn't quite work out on that occasion, but it does reach Chachua, who sends it into the box. It's Krejci forward. And again, Kelleher collects.
Yeah, the game plan must have been to change in the second half to stay in the game, which they did, getting that all-important goal. Wolves, it feels like they are the team that they are the closest to getting another goal. They have been much better, much more control of the football.
Henderson trying to get on with it. I mentioned at the start of this game that no side has had as many accurate long passes this season as Brentford, and you can see why.
I think the difference is in this second half for Wolves is that all of a sudden you start to see all of them midfield players going and playing up alongside Adam Armstrong. I think at times he was isolated, and that's where his goal came from, wasn't it? Where it was a quick break, didn't have nothing else to go at. He had to do it all himself, which he did brilliantly. In this second half, we are seeing a lot more midfielders breaking forward and giving him that support.
Chachua chasing after this again. Certainly an outlet that Wolves look to utilise. It's not a free kick for Bellegarde. It's Coyote. And it's a free kick for Coyote. Well, Rob Edwards has his head in his hands at the moment. He knows his side are right in this one, just wants something to go from them here. And even if they do go down, finishing the season strongly is important, because to carry that momentum into the season to try and bounce back again.
I think that's what he's done, hasn't he? I think stabilising the club, giving the Wolves fans something to really cheer about. That's what he wanted to do, was make sure they were hard to beat, give them something more going forward. And that's what he's done since he's come into the building. Credit to him. A big decision, wasn't it, to leave Middlesbrough? He felt it was the right one.
Might end up
Ticked
in
a box.
Champions
Every box for him.
But
Henderson
might bring this
catching
team straight back up to the
Angel
Premier League.
Gomez. There's a statement from Jordan Henderson to say it's my England place.
Is that what you do? Go around
What
kicking
do you think
people?
about that? Would you take Henderson or would you
Insight.
take somebody like Gomez?
Your Honour.
People keep talking about
So
experience,
Mosquera to take the free kick short.
Henderson should be a
Don't go around
potential
kicking
side. He should
people,
have
by the
got
way.
Gucci get paid for Europe. But,
His
never.
outro. Mosquera to get it back
Gomez is
nicely
not really in a competition.
from
He's
Joao
just coming
Gomez.
back. Let me see. So what would you do?
Thiago get back inside. Not quite looking after the ball well at the moment, Brentford. And instead, it's been a surge from Wolves in this second half. And the midfield is playing pretty well.
That's one thing that they haven't done. I mean, I'm looking at the experience in that Brentford side in Jordan Henderson. You know, the likes of Matthias Jensen. They need to get hold of the ball. They need to start dictating. It's 3-4 passes. I think that's what we've seen better in the first half from Brentford. We haven't seen that in the second half. It's 2 and 3, and then it's going back to Wolves under the cosh.
So Mosquera to send it in.
We need to have a conversation around
Here's
the
Chachua.
month of the year, of the season. We're talking Premier League.
Bellegarde.
We're not talking about whether you play in 4 different competitions. We're talking about the Premier League.
Well, bit of a push there from Schade. Probably sums up his frustrations at the moment. I would hope to have pushed on as they went 2 up.
Between Bruno Fernandes or Declan Rice. I'll straight away for Bruno. Might sound biased, but
Standing too comfortably with Andrews at the moment.
Premier League as a competition.
But when you look at where they are in the table,
no way.
fabulous opportunity to make history. Never played in Europe, Brentford.
The team at Arsenal makes
Unbelievable, is
Declan
it,
Rice
that
look
they're
good,
4
whilst Bruno
points
makes
off
the team look good and
in
United.
place Aston Villa. So, yeah, what season they've had up to
Without
now.
Bruno, the team looks poor. Without Declan Rice, Arsenal still looks like Arsenal. You know what I mean? That's
Yes, Bueno.
two different things there. People fail to realise. People don't want to talk about that.
Someone now, October 2024, the last time they came from 2 goals down to get something in a Premier League game was at Brighton, when they're playing away from home. They have done it at home this season. Here's Chachua to swing it in with his left foot. A bad ball with your weaker foot in the end, and then that was missed by Damsgaard. They got away with it. They're going to make a change here, Brentford. Keith Andrews recognises they're not working comfortably at the moment.
They're under pressure at the minute,
You know, they're good at controlling a game, aren't they, at times? And I think it does come from midfield in particular. The 2 that I touched on, there's enough experience really to slow the game down. You know, they do lead, let's not forget that. But the longer that you allow Wolves to have it their own way and ask more questions, you know, you do come under severe pressure that I wonder whether Wolves might just go and get that second goal that given them a bit of momentum, which they've certainly had since scoring in that first half.
Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter clips into the back post. That's an excellent ball. It's going to come back to Lewis Potter. And he's appealing for handball. Not sure how convinced he was there, but...
Yeah, I'm not so sure myself. This is good play, though. I've seen a lot of these 2.
Handball to me.
Lewis Potter putting it into a great area.
Handball
Schade. And that was the handball call. Not for me at all. Definitely not.
No, definitely not.
I think before VAR, a player's going really big on an appeal there, but he just knew it didn't hit him. So Coyote scored once tonight. Can he provide? Third here for Brentford, using that long throw of his. Which has been a source for Brentford to find the net this season. Coyote to play it in. And it's gone over, so goal kick in the end. Vandenberg forward.
So dangerous, aren't they? I mean, the way that they're launched in from Coyote. A little flick. There's too much contact on that from Sepp Vandenberg.
Dominic.
So the first Brentford change.
Welcome to the chart.
Yarmouk. Yarmouk is going to come on.
Welcome to the chart.
And Kevin Schade goes off. Of course, Keith Andrews seemingly recognising that his side have been maybe overpowered at times in midfield in this second half.
The beginning of the season was really
maybe
good.
it does just need that extra body in there.
Hello.
Overrun. I think since Angel Gomez has come on for Wolves, he's brought that little bit of quality in there and a more advanced player. And that's what they probably missed. Hence Yarmouk coming on and making it a little bit more compact. I think Damsgaard's going to come out onto his left-hand side, isn't he? Possibility.
And João Gomez playing it forward to Hugo Bueno.
Shoot.
Just couldn't get round Coyote. Damsgaard won't reach that.
Please give us thumbs up. Double tap there.
Well, if you've been watching on, you'll feel happy to have seen Igor Thiago score. From the point of view that he spoke this week, we rarely hear from him, but he did speak this week about how important it is when you're trying to find a striker. There's a striker who's finding themselves in scoring positions. That's a better sign than a striker with a high conversion rate.
For Brentford, not for any top 4 teams, not for any.
Also means your side is creating chances.
Not for any, you name it. He plays for Brentford. He's just been called up for Brazil, and Neymar didn't get called up.
Damsgaard.
So
feed it through.
He's done everything that he needed to do to get into
Trey
that position,
going into
that team. Shout out to Thiago.
But that's an Armstrong goal.
Neymar is not
just totally changed the complexion of
Brazil
what we thought this second half might be, and Damsgaard stayed down.
This season as well in Brazil.
And Keith Andrews thinking he's just made that substitution, taking Schade off.
What is that?
So Damsgaard is going to get some treatment
Kiva?
here.
Salman? Where are you watching from?
Well,
Iraq?
this coming weekend, the first cup final of the season at Wembley, as the league leaders of the Premier League face the side still chasing them. Arsenal against Manchester City, Sunday from 3:30 p.m.
Where are you watching
for the first main silverware of the campaign. And Brentford and Wolves were dreaming of Wembley about a week or so ago, but both going out of the FA Cup. But we've seen 3 goals tonight, Lee. And what's your favourite of the 3?
Cheers for that. I really do like this one for lots of reasons. The quality that was supplied from Keane Lewis Potter at his feet, the bullet header from Coyote, that's brilliant as well. I mean, as you said, 3 great goals. Thiago had a simple tapping, but the whole approach, the build-up play, and likewise with the Adam Armstrong one, the touch, exquisite, and then the finish, just showing the calibre of player that they have. So 3 really good goals. I'm going to go with the Coyote one now. I think it was an absolute fantastic header.
Well, they are going to take Damsgaard off. It's a real shame for Brentford. And it's Christopher Ayer coming on. So I should see Lewis Potter being able to play further forward, you would think. which is a good news for Brentford because he's actually enjoying quite a good record against Wolves. When you think this season he's had 2 assists, one of them was tonight, and he scored 3 goals this season, and 2 of those were in the reverse fixture.
Yeah, it gives him the opportunity to go and play a bit more advanced. Iacom sitting at that left back role. I'm sure he'll have to do a little bit of defending to help out though.
Gomez trying to put his foot in the end, and I think in the first half I kept saying João Gomez, but he was the only Gomez on the pitch in the first half. He's been joined by Angel. The second one, Rodrigo Gomez on the bench, who's been a very effective goal-scoring substitution.
Too many Gomez in this Wolves team. Too many Gomez's.
They're going to make another sub shortly. And there is Tolu Arokadare. He's had some impactful moments.
It's going to make a difference because it's going to harass the defence.
He's played second fiddle at times. Quite a monster in the Premier League.
Go in there and put pressure on that defence.
Be interesting whether they do go and play as a 2. I think they have to, don't they? Clock's ticking, and they need points.
I understand it's Bellegarde coming off. Bueno loses it to Ouattara. Brentford still adopting the policy of trying to get their ball forward quickly. I just wonder if they want to try and look after the ball a bit.
They're losing the battle in the midfield.
That's my tactical insight.
Right now.
They've not been good in the second half at all, Brentford. I've been bitterly disappointed, if I'm being quite honest. I think first half they were really good. They had control of the game.
So Bellegarde off, and Tolu Arokadare coming on, and an arm around the shoulder for Bellegarde, who's probably disappointed to come off because we've been seeing a lot of the ball in this second half, the Wolves players. Love to have been involved in the comeback, but it's the big man, little man combination up front.
Yeah, it does look like Armstrong will just drop in a 10, but he has to go and join in at times. I think he has to keep asking the questions of Brentford's back line, of maybe spinning in behind. As you said, the big man coming on, he needs that little bit of support, gives him more of a focal point, doesn't he?
Just to clarify, yeah, Tolu Arokadare is the big man and Adam Armstrong's the little man, respectively, of course.
Here we go.
Kelleher.
Wolves are pressing. They're winning all the second
big goal before half time to get
they're winning all the
this platform. It's made G-Tech a little nervous.
Yeah, next goal's so big, isn't it? And you feel Brentford into their second. I feel that they'll go and take all 3 points for sure, but I think the fact that Wolves have been so much better in this second half, offered so much more.
They've had 4 of the 5 attempts in this second period, as here comes Bueno and Chachua, who's found himself in space on that side, and then Angel Gomez wide.
Well, Chachua's been the outlet, there's been no doubt of that. And he's got the pace, he's got that little bit of quality. It's the big switch here, and it's a great little cushion pass. Yes, Angel Gomez has to just readjust. He doesn't get the full correct purchase on that, does he? But he's the outlet. I've been impressed with him in this second half. Even in the first half, when he's been offering his services, but
constantly.
they have looked for more so in this second half.
Gomez, foul. That should be a card as well. Where's the card?
A bit of a scratchy second half from Brentford, and a yellow card, and it's for Aya. He's not been on the pitch that long.
Well, Chachua's got the better of him, hasn't he? It's as simple as that. The little 1-2 there, and completely blocks him off.
Quick yellow there. It just came on as well.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 minutes he's been on the pitch and into the book. So at the moment, not a second half to enjoy for the home side. Can Wolves find that equaliser? Angel Gomez to play it in. This might work out. Joao Gomez, dangerous ball, and Taro! Rokodare! The sub does the business.
I told you.
And Wolves are level.
Told you.
Coming from 2 goals down.
Told you.
What a recovery.
Well, you can't say it hasn't been coming.
That's exactly what's happening.
I mean, this has just fell back into a really good area.
Look at that.
Rokodare, he's come on, he's been the impact man. This is a good header, by the way, as well.
Look at him.
They try and play a ball in here. Joao Gomez, as he has a touch, plays it into a delight player. He's onside. And then the header, well,
is that Anderson?
It's so good because he has to readjust.
He bullied anything at the back there.
Ball that's just played in. It's not dealt with, and Rokodare, he comes in on the back post.
He bullied him.
His correct shoes up the pitch, but have a look at that for a header. That's a brilliant header.
Wow.
Keller's got no chance at all.
Well, it's only been on the
Well.
for 5-10 minutes. Here we go.
Wolves looking for more.
Wolves will win this now.
Armstrong.
Shoot! Armstrong.
And still, has the chance gone for him? Chance certainly hasn't gone for Wolves. Can't quite find the Rokodare with the ball in the box.
Brentford,
What's happened to Brentford?
He can't get out. He
It's
can't get
Mosquera.
out.
Chachua. On the pitch
He can't get out.
for 3 minutes before he
I
scored.
said it, in the middle of the pack. He's winning all the ball.
3 touches he's
Anything
had,
that
including the
goes
goal.
to them, Wolves are winning it.
Immediate impact, isn't it? What Wolves needed.
Into the box.
But they're not done yet. There he is
Ooh.
again. Rokodare
Hit the back.
off the crossbar.
Hit the
What
back.
a header.
Just underneath the back. And bounced. He came out. Wow. Wow, this is tasty now.
Oh, this game's change has been
How long we got
quite
left?
remarkable.
Ooh.
Brentford better in that first half.
changed.
Wolves, they've been so much better in the second half. They've been so good. Not just because they've got that level, but they look like they could go and get the win here.
It's going to be a counter-attack.
Well, we're on
Stuff now. Here we go.
for a very watchable finish. Jensen.
For the first time, Wolves Brentford controlling the ball from the middle
Into the box. Armstrong
and they lost
loses it.
He's lost.
Yarmouk.
Yarmouk
Yarmouk again.
Cross.
Brentford looking to restore their lead, and it's Lewis Potter over.
Goal kick.
Yeah, it's whipped in at pace. This is difficult for King Lewis Potter. This is the one I want to have a look at. Left-hand side, Bueno putting a super delivery in, and what a header that is. I'm just expecting that to nestle in that far corner. He gets up, he rises brilliantly off the underside of the bar. How unlucky is that?
They deserve it for this second half, Wolves. They got that goal before half-time, and you just felt everything changed, the tone changed. They've come out in this second half, and we're almost in front.
It's a beautiful header. I mean, he must have thought he'd scored. And when the ball in, superb as well. It's just the way he rises. Looks magnificent, doesn't it? Unfortunately,
Good job.
finishing touch.
Unlucky.
Wobbling there, Brentford, trying to strike back. They've never lost a Premier League game where they've been 2 goals up.
See, Brentford looks like they're giving up. Look like they're giving up.
You mentioned about Wolves. October 2024, the last time they were 2-0 down and got something from a game. Away from home. So they did it to Arsenal not that long ago. They were 2-0 down. Here's Coyote. Going on a wander there that he almost got caught out with. Isaiah. It's just not been comfortable for Brentford. And then it was a little bit wild from Chachua going in.
He's
but
lucky there,
Eben Tolu is penalised.
I think he might actually win the ball as well. I mean, an absolute sandwich here, wasn't it? He takes that big touch in between the two. try and pick that one out.
Absolute sandwich, sounds tasty, I have to say. Well, on that particular occasion, is getting away with it. And Jensen getting on with it. Maybe catching Wolves out here. Lewis Potter.
Wow.
They're just too strong.
It's about physicality.
Mascara was now in the face of Lewis Potter. And then Lewis Potter with the ear pull. Old Lee Hendry tactic, that.
You gotta love Mascara. I love it. It's such a drama queen.
It's that defamation.
He takes it, he gives it, and takes it. It's
Definitely was.
Mascara.
VAR are actually having a look at that incident.
No, he can't be. Nah.
The ear wiggle.
He pulled his ear beside that.
So Coyote waiting to take this throw in.
Is he tickling it, was he? Yeah, he's had a little pull on the ear, hasn't he?
I'm sure you can't wait to see that again. Coyote, in goes the long
Wow.
throw. Saar pushes it away, but the danger's not cleared for Wolves. It was held back in by Henderson. So Coyote will run across to launch it from the other side.
There's got to be a winning goal in this.
Another long one.
It has to be.
Another throw it.
Where's it going to come from? That's the
Ball,
question.
using a towel.
Wolves responded brilliantly.
So Coyote, who scored the opening goal in this match. See 4 tonight. Will we see a 5th? Saar pushes at it. And then helped on by Armstrong. Keller picks it up. Lewis Potter. Jensen.
Come on.
Still Jensen. Is there too much on that?
That's very
It was in the end.
Very poor play.
Well, Brentford are going to make another change.
Another
And
substitution for
that's
Brentford.
Reece Nelson. Has made an impact in the Premier League before when the scoreline's been 2-2. For his famous goal against Bournemouth when at Arsenal. But injuries have affected his time at Brentford. This will be just his 7th appearance of the season.
I forgot about this guy.
And obviously this ankle issue for Jose Saar, you'd think, is why Krejci is taking the goal kick. And then Krejci has to sprint up the pitch to make sure that they're not keeping Brentford players on side, and a problem here for Mascara perhaps. So Ouattara comes off. He played his part in the 2nd goal for Brentford.
I remember Reece Nelson that goal against us.
On.
Cheeky burger. After
His
that,
11th Brentford appearance in all competitions. Did score in the League Cup for them.
I remember him scoring. I think, did he score 2 goals?
Only able to play
Reece Nelson.
13 games last season in all competitions, 12 of those for Fulham and 1 for Arsenal. Still on loan from the Gunners.
Oh, he's still on loan. He could go back to Arsenal. Yeah, I remember him scoring those goals against United.
So Rodrigo Gomez
as well. Another Gomez coming on.
waiting
How
to
many
come on.
Gomez are there in Wolves?
Coyote.
2-2 still. Now that football is looking tasty.
It's Potter to
Here
send
we
it
go.
in. Then Andre. So who will this bounce nicely for? So Thiago Bueno in the end. Helped on by Jensen. Igor Thiago. Moving on to Lewis Potter. It's lost by Brentford. And a free kick.
Free kick there.
It's turning into a frustrating evening here for the home side, having promised so much.
Yeah, it has been frustrating. Haven't been able to get any rhythm or flow in the 2nd half. This is given away too cheaply.
Well, off goes the man who
Armstrong.
got Wolves back into this one, Adam Armstrong.
Scored his first
It'll
goal
be
for Wolves.
Rodrigo Gomez. who's scored some important goals recently from the bench. Scored against Liverpool, scored against Aston Villa.
He's got some really good goals in the Championship. And he's only just
He's had a good evening, hasn't he? Armstrong.
I mean, he's going straight back down to the Championship, but he might be
Gomez.
back in the Prem next season.
He brings a threat, and he has done recently.
Here we go.
And he's
Switch the play.
Minutes remaining. João Gomez has had a good second half, just as he puts that ball out of play, but Brentford, for tonight, had won 46 of their 47 Premier League games when they were leading by 2 or more goals, and drawing the other one, which was with Tottenham back in 2022. It doesn't happen often to them.
I think the disappointment of being at home, having that comfortable edge, that lead, and I felt that it possibly could have been more, couldn't it? Credit to Wolves, they've been outstanding in the second half. They've really put Brentford to the sword. Let's not forget, they've hit the post, they've hit the crossbar, and they've scored a second goal. So credit to Rob Edwards.
And if they could find a winner here, they'd be just a point behind Burnley. Ifs and buts, maybes, possible with that sort of delivery into the penalty area. Hugo Bueno with his right foot sending it in. Okadari, nice touch. Rodrigo Gomez, not such a good layoff. Strong challenge from Angel Gomez, but too strong. Referee didn't like it. So a yellow card. Angel Gomez going in.
I'm not sure about this one, I'm really not. I think it's a challenge that can be made, a challenge that has to be made. Angel Gomez, he does go in, I don't think there's highness, or he just goes to make that block challenge.
I think Rob Edwards disagreed with that.
Well, I did as well, to be quite honest. I thought it was a routine challenge. I don't think it was high at all. I just think it was there to be blocked, and he did do so.
Well, to the 90th minute. And Brentford had a fairly strong home record. They only lost 1 of their first 11 home games of the season. That was to Manchester City. But recent home defeats to Brighton and Nottingham Forest have knocked them a bit. Here's Yarmuluk. Coyote drifts inside. Henderson, good ball! Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson could have won it for him.
He has to score. He has to score, Reece Nelson. I mean, this has been their best passage of play, Brentford. And how he hasn't scored this is beyond me. I mean, they take their time, they build it in. Brilliant ball in from Jordan Henderson. And then you've just got to hit the target. That's all you have to do. He doesn't even get the correct purchase. It comes off the top of the shoulder. And that's what takes it wide and past the post. What a big chance.
No wonder Arteta got rid of him.
Well, what an opportunity for Reece Nelson to make a late impact again with a score at 2-2, but he didn't make the connection. It wasn't required.
That was close.
And then Sarr, Mosquera. Oh yeah, too much on that.
Well, I always feel that there's going to be big chances, and particularly late on in games. But they work this well. Henderson's ball in. I mean, it's a gift. It really is. And just have a look. He doesn't head it. He actually comes off the top of the shoulder, and that is a huge chance to take all 3 points for Brentford.
What a ball in as well. Sarr was well beaten. So we're into the 5 minutes, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford here. Mosquera. just needs to be careful with his complaints. There's a yellow card away from the suspension.
Rob Edwards looks furious, doesn't he? I mean, it's one of them challenges that the defender has to go and make. I think it's just because he comes down on Jensen that maybe made sure that was the decision to give the free kick for Brentford, but they have to defend this now. Wolves, for all the good bits of play and obviously getting themselves back into this game. Those are big moments.
To the box.
Time is almost up.
Is he going to go for
Not many opportunities left for either of these sides to win it. Here is one for Brentford. Jensen, is there too much on that?
Too much.
There is.
Too much in it. Too much in it.
Well, this will hurt Brentford, this sort of situation, considering the advantage that they had themselves in.
Yeah, I think what was at stake as well this evening, you're coming up against the Wolves side who are sitting bottom of the table. Listen, they've been brilliant, they have in the second half, but I think particularly when you have the lead, you're at home, and there's a bit of a comfortable edge for Brentford.
Cut there for time wasting.
You could have put pressure on the teams that are above.
Cut for the keeper.
All the results that have gone for them the weekend.
I think Jose Sar's sort of making the point, why would I waste time? We need the points as well. Ayers header. Shachua. See the urgency. Let's talk about Brentford getting a late winner. Wolves wouldn't mind one either.
Yeah, I think this will be launched into the box though, won't it? That's why I think Rob Edwards is just saying, take your time. Let's put supply into the box. Let's get bodies forward. Let's try and nick this.
Before the start of the game, only Fulham have drawn as few games as Brentford this season. Mosquera's cross, and out it goes. And judging by your body language there, you were looking for that late drama. Might still get it.
And it was a poor cross, really poor cross. Maybe have a touch. You've got loads of bodies in there, and it's a cheap one to give away.
Well, there will be a free kick. Chance for Brentford to try and get it forward. I don't think either side will be delighted with a point, but Wolves, of course, showing that fighting spirit again.
I think it's evened itself out, has it? I think Brentford had the first half, Wolves have had the second. It's as simple as that. I mean, Wolves have had probably the better chances in the game. You know, they hit the crossbar, they hit the post. They've been much better in this second half. But overall, we say it's probably an even result.
So that's sent long. And Rodrigo Gomez showing his pace. And he just couldn't quite collect it and go inside. But there is one final chance here. The corner to Wolves.
That's brilliant pace. Rodrigo Gomez, he's fit, he feels fresh and sharp.
Wow.
Almost gets in as well. He does brilliantly. And they produce something from this corner.
He's enjoyed some late celebrations in recent weeks, Rob Edwards. A late equaliser against Arsenal, a late goal against Villa to increase their advantage there, a late winner against Liverpool. Is he set for another one? This will be the last chance of the game, surely. This late corner. Oh, and there's Andre having a strike, and Brentford clear it away. And the old teammates share the spoils. Keith Andrews and Rob Edwards embrace there the full-time whistle. A point that will probably disappoint Brentford more than it will Wolves. Coyote, one of those disappointed. He scored the opener in this game, his first goal for Brentford. Igor Thiago, after his Brazil call-up, with his 19th Premier League goal. Adam Armstrong, fantastic finish just before half-time for his first Wolves goal, and Tolo Rokadare coming off the bench to equalise.
Really, really good game to watch there. I joined the game second half now. I joined about 40 minutes ago. I've only watched the second half of this, but it's really, really good game. Reece Nelson, how did he miss that? Right? How did he miss that? Did he even hit the target? It's almost an open net for Reece Nelson to make it 3-2 for Brentford. And he completely scuffed it. He missed it. Wow. Ow. Ow. But fair play to Wolves. You know, all they've done the past 6, 7, 8, 9 games, all they've done is fight and fight and fight. They continue fighting. It's a shame now no way they will survive. No way they can survive. Mathematically, I don't think it's possible for them to get off the bottom of the table. But geez, they're going now with the fight. They fight for every single ball. The midfield today, they dominated the midfield. They made Brentford look a little bit, off the pace. Yeah, look at Reece Nelson. They're trying to explain why he missed that header. And the table shows Brentford stays 7th, just behind Chelsea. They could have gone above Chelsea today. No, maybe not. Yeah, 7th, just behind Chelsea, 6th with this draw. Above Everton and Newcastle, and Bournemouth 10th, Newcastle 9th, Everton 8th, Bournemouth 7th, Chelsea 6th, Liverpool 5th, Aston Villa 4th, United, come on, 3rd, Man City 2nd, and Arsenal obviously. But it's impossible for, let's see, Wolves. Yeah, 17 points there. Wolves 17 points out of 20 games. That's actually scary to really think about how many games they've played, and then you got Burnley at 20 points. West Ham dropped back again into the relegation zone, 29 points, level on point with Forest. Whilst Spurs managed to get a point yesterday from Liverpool.
Having something to play for, whether they're got other teams around the world to impress, whether they want to catch the eye of their national coaches ahead of the World Cup, but he thanks them for their support as they head back to the West Midlands.
Oh yeah, good game overall. Anyway, as we were saying before, Thiago got called up for Brazil. Dreams really do come true for people like that. 19 goals this season already, he scored for Brentford. It's no way I would have seen a player from Brentford getting called up to play for Brazil at the World Cup. But anything is possible, man. Fair play to Brentford. Fair play for the work he's put in. By the way, he's a United fan. So, you never know. He might end up at United. But Thiago for Brentford is mad. And we've got Carabao Cup final on Sunday. Arsenal versus Man City. That's a big one. Can't miss that. Arsenal versus Man City. On Sunday there. But it's been an absolute pleasure to watch this game tonight. 2-2 between Brentford and Wolves. It's not bad at all.
Thoughts next on what we saw?
Yeah. Stop clock. Fair play now. Fair play. Good, really good game. Like the Premier League just shows you, it doesn't matter who you are. When you play against a certain team, they've got no respect for you. You're gonna have to fight your way and get results. Unfortunately, Brentford couldn't do that today. Brentford couldn't do that today, but Wolves managed to get a point. Came back with a point. That's not bad at all. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Thiago for the World Cup for Brazil. No brainer. I don't even think Richarlison got a call up. You know, I don't even think certain man them from Madrid got a call up for the Brazil national team for the World Cup. What do you guys think? It's mad how Thiago get a call up. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. I'm not even joking. I'm happy for Thiago. Like, what more could you ask for? Playing for Brazil. And playing for Brentford. It doesn't matter if you play for big club or small club. Brazil, if you've got a talent, they'll take you to the World Cup. Even Ryan as well received a call up as well for Brazil. That's mad. He plays for Bournemouth, bro. You got Bournemouth player and a Wolves player and a Brentford player, sorry. Both going to the World Cup with Brazil. A Bournemouth player and a Wolves player playing for Brazil at the World Cup. You make that dream. Think about that for a minute. I'm not even gonna say, it's not even about make that make sense. It makes absolute sense because they've performed so well in the Premier League. And they deserve the call up. Especially Thiago, man. 19 goals. And he scored 2 now as well. Yo, they don't care about big names. They don't care about how good you are. They don't care about what big club you play for. They only care about how good you are delivering the goods. That's all they care about, Brazil. If you deliver the goods, they'll call you up. You play for the national team. If you don't, forget it. You can be playing for Manchester United. You can be playing for whoever. You still will not get called up. That's actually mad. Wow. Who else got called up? Richarlison got called up. Did he get called up, Richarlison? I don't think so. He scored last night against Liverpool. But I don't think he got called up. Did he? Let's see if I can find the squad. Okay, here's the squad. So, Brazil have called up Alisson for Liverpool, Bento Al Nassr, Ederson Fenerbahce. Wow. Defenders. Defenders, we've got Alexandro Flamengo, Bremer Juventus, Danilo Flamengo, Douglas Santos Zenit St. Petersburg. Wow, he plays in Russia as well. Okay, Gabriel for Arsenal, Al Hilal, Ibanez, Pereira Flamengo, Marquinhos PSG, Wesley Roma. So they've got about homegrown players, right? Local, national league players. They've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 as defenders. They've got players that play at home. You know, they've taken 4 defenders or 4 to 5 players there. They've got one from PSG, one from Fenerbahce, one from Juventus, Al Hilal. Okay, midfielders. Carlo has gone for Santos, Andre Santos makes sense. Chelsea, since he came, he's done really well. Casemiro, captain. Manchester United, Danilo, Botafogo, and then Fabinho, Al Ittihad. Wow, unbelievable. Carlo is a different brain. So he's going to Saudi Pro League to get players there to play to represent Brazil. You know how mad that is. And Gabriel Sara, Galatasaray, it's not gone for all the big like Brazil, like Real Madrid, Barca, um, Milan's, Liverpool. It's not gone there. It's gone for the Saudi Pro League. Okay, forwards. Wow, Hendrick made it. Hendrick, he called up Hendrick. He recently went to Lyon. He's currently playing in France, Lyon. And since he's gone there, I think he's got about 10 goals for Lyon. Martinelli at Arsenal. Igor Thiago, Brentford, that's the one. Joao Pedro, Chelsea. Luis Enrique, St. Petersburg again. That's 2 players from Russia he's called up. Cunha, Manchester United. Rafinha, Barcelona. Ryan, Bournemouth. Vini, Real Madrid. So when you look at this team, right, the big clubs, you've got Real Madrid there, 1, Barca 2, Manchester United 3, Arsenal 4, Liverpool 5, PSG 6. The rest are all teams from Russia, either Russia or local teams in Brazil or Saudi Pro League. Yo, that's a good mix. That's a good balance. It's left Neymar. Neymar is out of that, unless if something happened to one of somebody in the midfield there or the forwards. But that is stacked. That team there. I'm not saying they can't win the World Cup because we've not even looked at Spain's call up yet, or England, the English team as well. But dreams do come true, man. These 2 guys, it's been a story for them, you know. It's been one of those things where you can only imagine what their families could be going through right now. Getting a call up for the Brazil national team. I can show you that. There you go. Thiago and Ryan. To receive a Brazil call up. There you go. That's the one. What more do you want? You know, their families will be so proud to see this. They'll be super proud of them. And Bournemouth as well. And Brentford. That is beautiful to look at. You know? That is nice to look at. They're getting called up for Brazil to play for their national team. Coming from nowhere. I don't think anyone would have predicted this. See Thiago playing for Brazil and Ryan as well. Ryan playing for Brazil. No way. But that's the thing about Carlo. Carlo, if you have the talent, or Brazil in general, if you have the talent, it doesn't matter which club you're playing for. They'll still call you up. You still get a call up. But tonight, here we go. It's all good there. It's all good. Happy for them. Happy for them. Really happy for them. Let us know what you think anyway. But if you've not already liked the stream, please like the stream. Catch you guys Sunday, the finals between Arsenal and Champions League tomorrow as well. And then after Champions League, I think we've got Man City tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Let me check the fixtures for tomorrow. Champions League is back. English teams, they've really underperformed in the Champions League, and it's not looking good right now for that 5th place. You know, it's not looking good. Tuesday the 17th. So tomorrow we've got Sporting versus Bodo Glimt. I can see Bodo going straight up. I mean, they're already 3-0 up. Aggregate 3-0. Alright. Arsenal by Leverkusen. That is 1-1. Arsenal, I can see Arsenal going through. PSG, I can see them going through. 5-2. 3-goal deficit there for Chelsea to overcome. Man City, that's the big one. That is the big one tomorrow for me. City 3-0 down. 3-0 down. Can they fight back? Can Pep do it again? Can Pep pull one off the back? So we've got 3 English teams playing tomorrow. City, Chelsea, and Arsenal all playing at 8 o'clock tomorrow. That is gonna be a tough night for the English teams. They'll be under pressure. Because I remember 3 weeks ago, we were calling out the Italian league. We said, "Oh, the Italian league is rubbish. It's gone down. It's lost the respect of other people." Only for then, this last week, for the English team to get turnover the way they did in the Champions League. So tomorrow and this week is going to be an interesting week for English teams in the Champions League, because we need that 5th place. Whoever going to finish the 5th place, we need it. So tomorrow, City, they're all playing at home. Chelsea playing at home. Arsenal playing at home. 4 games tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Champions League. First game is 5:45. I'm not sure if I can stream that one, but it'll be an interesting one to watch. I would love to see Bodo Glimt go through knockout Sporting. I'd love to see that happen. Arsenal, I can see that definitely going through. It has to be a miracle, right, for Arsenal not to go through tomorrow. Chelsea, I can't see them turning these guys over. PSG. And Chelsea will score, but PSG will score as well. Liam will be under pressure to win this game. He'll be under so much pressure. But if he wins it, that will be a massive statement from Liam Rosinho if he wins it. And Pep, I mean, if Pep wins this game tomorrow, it's no brainer. I'm not going to see him go, "Oh, well, I'm surprised he didn't." He's Pep. We know he's capable of doing that. He's capable of turning these things around. But Mbappe is back. He trained today at the Etihad. Jude, I'm not sure if Jude Bellingham is back, but Mbappe is definitely back for tomorrow. So it's more pressure for Pep. More pressure for Pep. Additional. But yeah, 17th tomorrow, and then obviously we've got the championship games. Some good games there in the championship tomorrow. But it's all about the Champions League, man, this week. And then the 18th, we've got Newcastle going away to Barcelona. Wow. Then Atalanta going away to Bayern Munich. Galatasaray coming over to Liverpool. Liverpool, they're trailing one goal. That's not a bad result. Liverpool can turn that around. I think I can see Liverpool qualifying as well. Barca, Newcastle 1-1 there. Can they win at the Camp Nou? I don't know. Spurs, there's no way back for Spurs there. No way. And then after that, we've got the Championship and the Europa League games coming up. Fenerbahce versus Sporting Braga. Yeah. That's Wednesday night football. But then Wednesday night football for me, I might go watch. The only reason why I watch 7:45 game will be Newcastle versus Barcelona. I might stream that game, 5:45. Sorry, and then I might go watch the United under 21 game, under 18 games or something like that. The Youth Cup final at Old Trafford. I might go watch it there, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate the support. Brentford 2, Wolves 2.
You can do whatever you want
Has he
now.
got work to do with the header, Thierry? Because the ball is lost a lot of power after the bounce, hasn't it? So he's got to actually get some speed onto it.
Yeah, but then after we've seen how he that in his locker. We saw it after when he goes up. But now he knows I won. So now he's trying to put his head ahead to make sure that he can keep it down. That's actually the perfect bounce for you to be able to smash it down. And all you have to do is to gain position. You know, it's always a battle of who's going to get first to the spot. Once you get first to the spot, you just put your arm and then you have to guide it.
Wolves are absolutely flying at this moment. You heard from Edwards, the belief is flooded through them, and then just moments later, here was Tolu again. Is there anything that else he could do in this situation, Thierry?
Well, look, that wasn't my forte, but if you look at it, I mean, the way he jumps, he can see it. He's well above the ball. Maybe put less power and just guide it, let it hit you, because you didn't have to smash it the way he did. I mean, I'm being overcritical here because he does ever so well, but he came on well in the game. That's a shame for him.
And then there was the other header at the other end with Jordan Henderson whipping that ball across and Reece Nelson trying to strain his neck to get to it.
Exactly.
I think we can show you that as well. Here we go.
Exactly what you're not supposed to do. I mean, we know, I had Reece in the academy. He's not the best with his head, as you can see here. He's just had to let it hit his head, his forehead, and then he's trying to put more direction than he should be, and then he takes it with his shoulder, as you're going to see here. He misses it completely, and he hits it with his shoulder.
Hits his shoulder. Big chance for him. Jordan Henderson's telling him what he should have done.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll help.
He was just thinking of the assist he's missed out on.
He'll be delighted to hear that. We will hear from Keith Andrews next on the 2 points that got away for Brentford tonight. It is still